Good morning, everyone. On behalf of MedDwise Circle and Anamol Laboratories, I warmly welcome all of you to today's webinar. This webinar series is dedicated to helping laboratory professionals learn from experts, clarifying their day-to-day doubts and the technical problems faced by them. Today, it is my privilege to introduce Mr. Mahendra Dashora, Managing Director of Anamol Laboratories Pvt. Limited. Mr. Dashora is one of the pioneers of Indian IVD industry since beginning his journey in the early 80s. He has achieved several historical milestones. He pioneered in indigenous manufacture of enzyme-based lyophilized clinical chemistry kits and urine test strips in India. In 1992, he led the indigenous manufacture of liquid stable clinical chemistry reagents in India. He is also the co-founder of Anamol Laboratories Pvt. Limited, one of the India's pioneer IVD manufacturing companies. Sir, it is honored to have you with us today. We sincerely thank you for taking the time to share your knowledge and experience with our laboratory professionals.
Well,
Without further delay, let us welcome Mr. Mahendra Dashora, sir.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Good morning on the very fine Sunday morning. Monsoon has started and the weather has become pleasant. बट हमारे लेबोरेटरी टेक्नीशियंस का वेदर हमेशा प्रेजेंट होता है ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है. व्हेन देयर आर कस्टमर कंप्लेंट्स तो बहुत सारे लोग लाइन पे अफेक्टेड हो जाते हैं. द पीपल हु गेट अफेक्टेड, द फर्स्ट इन द लाइन इज द सेल्स पर्सन एंड लेबोरेटरी टेक्नीशियंस. लेबोरेटरी टेक्नीशियंस को समझ नहीं आता है कि उसकी रिपोर्ट्स के ऊपर क्वेश्चंस क्यों लग रहे हैं. सेल्समैन को प्रॉब्लम होती है कि जो बायर है वो उसके पेमेंट रोक देता है. नाउ ऐसी सिचुएशन के अंदर उसके पास में क्या बचता है? इफ ही विशेस कि अगर मेरे को कोई जादू की छड़ी मिल जाए जिससे मैं ये सारी कस्टमर कंप्लेंट्स को मैं सॉल्व कर दूं और यही मेरे लिए अपॉर्चुनिटी भी बन जाए कि आई कैन गेट मोर नंबर ऑफ friends in the clinical chemistry who are decision taker and buyer. तो हमने क्या किया है पिछले 40 साल से, जब एक्यूरेक्स ने स्टार्ट किया था 1984 से लगाकर अभी तक का, हमने हजारों हजारों कस्टमर कंप्लेंट्स को एड्रेस किया है. और अभी तो थोड़ी कम हो गई है कंप्लेंट्स, लेकिन उस जमाने में जब ये इंटरनेट टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं थी तो प्रॉब्लम्स बहुत ज़्यादा होती थी और सॉल्यूशंस मिलते ही नहीं थे. तो मैंने कम से कम 1000 से ज़्यादा ऑल अक्रॉस द कंट्री कस्टमर्स को फेस किया है जिनकी प्रॉब्लम्स को एड्रेस किया. और मैंने ये देखा कि इनकी सारी कंप्लेंट्स हैं कस्टमर्स की, उनको हम अगर कैटेगरी में डिवाइड करें तो हम उनको 3 ही कैटेगरी में बांट सकते हैं. और उसके बाद में मैंने देखा कि हर एक कैटेगरी के अंदर उसकी छोटी छोटी टाइप्स होती है. तो हम इस सारी सेशन को इस तरीके से अप्रोच करेंगे कि 3 कैटेगरीज कौन सी है, उसके बाद में इन कैटेगरीज के अंदर सब टाइप्स कौन सी होती है, हमारी अप्रोच इसको करने के लिए साइकोलॉजिकली कैसी रहेगी और टेक्निकली कैसी रहेगी. ये हमारा अप्रोच रहेगा आज के सेशन के अंदर. प्लस देर आर सर्टेन क्वेश्चंस व्हिच यू हैव रिसीव्ड, हम उनको भी आंसर करने की कोशिश करेंगे. तो कैन वी हैव अ स्लाइड प्रेजेंटेशन? ओके सर, द वेरी फर्स्ट स्लाइड आईवीडी ट्रबल शूटिंग. तो आपको मालूम ही है कि ये हमारी एक वेबिनार सीरीज है. हर संडे को हम महीने में एक बार ये करते हैं और हमारा प्राइमरी फोकस ही रहता है कि क्लिनिकल केमिस्ट्री के अंदर जहाँ पे भी कोई एरर हो रही होती है तो हम उसका रास्ता थ्रू नॉलेज एंड थ्रू स्ट्रैटेजी हम उसको सॉल्व करें. तो हम पहली स्लाइड पे जाते हैं कि कस्टमर कंप्लेन, जो हमने बोला कि ये 3 कैटेगरीज में ही आती है. सो लेट अस सी कौन सी 3 कैटेगरीज जिसके अंदर हम इसको कंप्लेंट्स को रिसीव कर सकते हैं. और ये रिसिप्ट हर जगह पे होगी, टेक्नीशियन के लेवल पे भी होगी, डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर के लेवल पे भी होगी, एप्लीकेशन स्पेशलिस्ट के तौर पे भी होगी, कंपनी के तौर पे भी होगी. ये 3 कैटेगरीज कौन सी है? सी, पहली कैटेगरी आती है कि रिएजेंट की क्वालिटी पे क्वेश्चन मार्क है. ओके. दूसरी कैटेगरी आती है हमारी इंस्ट्रूमेंट और उसका ऑपरेशन और उसके ऊपर सपोर्ट. ये एक दूसरी कैटेगरी है जिसके अंदर सारी कंप्लेंट्स पड़ती है. और तीसरी कैटेगरी आती है जो मोस्ट प्रोमिनेंट है कि पेशेंट की रिपोर्ट पे क्वेश्चन मार्क है. मींस उसके कैस्केड में अगर अपन पीछे जाएंगे तो हमको मालूम चलेगा कि ये पेशेंट की रिपोर्ट के पीछे रिजल्ट्स, रिजल्ट्स के पीछे ऑपरेशंस और क्वेश्चन मार्किंग. ओके. इन 3 कैटेगरीज को लेते हुए अगर हम इनकी सब टाइप्स को देखने बैठे तो रिएजेंट की क्वालिटी के अंदर किस तरह की कंप्लेंट्स आती है? रिएजेंट लीक हो गया है, रिएजेंट की बॉटल्स फूट चुकी है, ये बड़ी प्राइमरी कंप्लेंट्स हैं। ट्रांसपोर्ट के थ्रू ये रिएजेंट एक्सपोज हो गए हैं और अभी काम नहीं कर रहे हैं, वॉल्यूम कम मिला है, क्वांटिटी कम मिली है, अगर किसी रिएजेंट में 5 वायल्स होनी चाहिए थी 4 ही मिली, रिएजेंट के अंदर टर्बिडिटी दिखाई दे रही है, कैसे यूज करूं? रिएजेंट के अंदर लेबल्स ही गलत लगे हुए हैं, बार बॉक्स का लेबल कुछ और बोल रहा है, अंदर रिएजेंट कुछ और पड़े हुए हैं। जहां तक और कभी कभी रिएजेंट रॉन्ग भी भर दिया जाता है। तो रिएजेंट क्वालिटी से रिलेटेड जो हमको कंप्लेन आ रही है वो ये 7-8 तरीके के अंदर अंदर ही पड़ती है, इनके आंसर्स हमको मालूम होने चाहिए। इसमें ज्यादा कोई बड़ा टेक्निकल इश्यूज नहीं है, इसको एडमिट करके सॉल्व करना ही एकमात्र आंसर रहता है। लेट अस से व्हाट इज द सेकंड कैटेगरी? इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स, ऑपरेशंस एंड सपोर्ट से रिलेटेड कंप्लेंट्स आती है। लेट्स सी हाउ मेनी टाइप्स आर देयर इन दिस। इंस्ट्रूमेंट के अंदर पावर फ्लक्चुएशन हो रही है, मतलब उसकी इलेक्ट्रिक सप्लाई फ्लक्चुएटिंग है, तो लैंप का जो फ्लो है वो लाइट का वो कंप्लीट नहीं है। फ्लो सेल गंदा है, उसके अंदर एबेबल ट्रैप्स हो गए, दैट मीन्स ओडीज आर डिफरेंट एंड प्रॉब्लम्स आर रिजल्ट्स। वेवलेंथ कैलिब्रेशन बराबर नहीं है, मैं 340 नैनोमीटर बोल रहा हूँ, मेरे को 365 नैनोमीटर आ रहा है, या अदरवाइज अदर वे अराउंड फॉर अदर फिल्टर्स। मेरे को रिएक्शन 37 डिग्री पे करनी है और उसका टेम्परेचर कैलिब्रेशन ही हिला हुआ है, 35 पे हो रहा है, दैट मीन्स ऑल एंजाइम केमिस्ट्रीज विल बी लो इन द रिजल्ट्स। प्रोग्राम ही गलत है। अभी ये तो प्रोग्रामिंग का जो एरर है, ये इतना बड़ा समंदर है कि इसको एड्रेस करने के लिए हमको पूरा पूरा आईएफयू के अंदर जाना पड़ता है। तो एक कैटेगरी है जिसके अंदर इंस्ट्रूमेंट से प्रोग्रामिंग रिलेटेड कंप्लेंट्स आ सकती है। दूसरी कंप्लेंट्स कई बार आती है कि एस्पिरेशन वॉल्यूम ही गलत है और एयर बबल्स सक हो रहे हैं, रिजल्ट्स गड़बड़ा रहे हैं। कभी कभी इंस्ट्रूमेंट का पंप ही काम नहीं करता है एंड वी आर थिंकिंग दैट वी आर एस्पिरेटिंग, लिक्विड अंदर जा ही नहीं रहा है, पिछला सॉल्यूशन की ही रीडिंग आ रही है। सो दीज आर द इंस्ट्रूमेंट रिलेटेड ऑपरेशनल एरर्स व्हिच कैन हैपन इन अ लेबोरेटरी, उनसे रिलेटेड कंप्लेंट्स भी हमको आती है। अभी हम तीसरी कैटेगरी में जाते हैं, पेशेंट रिपोर्ट रिलेटेड कंप्लेंट्स। अभी ये बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग है और ये हमारे कभी कभी सारे टेक्नीशियंस, सारे सेल्स पर्सन के अंदर यही बड़ी बड़ी प्रॉब्लम होती है कि मेरा रिजल्ट्स क्लिनिकल एक्सपेक्टेशन से मैच ही नहीं कर रहा है। आदमी हेल्दी हार्टी है, आप बोल रहे हो कि उसका जीपीटी बहुत हाई है या उसको डायबिटीज है या जो सो मोटापे के सिम्टम्स आप दे रहे हो, लेकिन वो उसका एक्सपेक्टेशन क्लिनिकल वैसा नहीं है, ये कंप्लेन हो सकती है कैटेगरी। दूसरी कंप्लेन की कैटेगरी होती है कि मेरे कंट्रोल सीरम के रिजल्ट्स ऑन अ डेली क्वालिटी बेसिस इज गेटिंग आउट ऑफ रेंज। तीसरी कंप्लेन है जो इस कैटेगरी में पड़ती है कि रिजल्ट्स का मुझे समझ ही नहीं आ रहा है कि आज राइट है कि रॉन्ग है, हमेशा फ्लक्चुएशन आते रहते हैं रिजल्ट्स में। एक और कैटेगरी है कंप्लेन की कि मेरे रिजल्ट्स कॉम्पिटिटर के रिजल्ट से मैच ही नहीं कर रहे हैं, अब मैं इसको कैसे एड्रेस करूं? दूसरा है मेरे रिजल्ट्स हमेशा ही लो आते हैं, क्वालिटी कंट्रोल को लेते हुए जाते हैं, हमेशा ही लो आ रहे हैं या हमेशा ही हाई आ रहे हैं। ये कुछ कैटेगरीज हैं जिसके अंदर पेशेंट रिपोर्ट्स के रिजल्ट्स उस कैटेगरी में पढ़ते हैं, कंप्लेंट्स आती है। ओके, नाउ हमने अभी 3 कैटेगरी देखी, इन कैटेगरी के अंदर हमारी ये जिस तरह की टाइप्स है, ये हमको रिपोर्ट्स, ज्यादातर मैंने दिमाग लगाया कि इसके बियॉन्ड कोई कंप्लेंट्स मार्केट में होती नहीं है, एज फार एज टेक्नोलॉजी इज कंसर्न, एज फार एज प्रोडक्ट इज कंसर्न। अभी हमारी अप्रोच इनको एड्रेस करने के लिए कैसी होनी चाहिए, इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। आवर अप्रोच इज कि हमने ये सामान बाजार में बेचा ही क्यों, कस्टमर को हमने दिया ही क्यों, इसका एक बेसिक पर्पस है कि वी आर एग्जिस्टिंग एज अ मैन्युफैक्चरर और सेलर ऑफ डायग्नोस्टिक रिएजेंट्स टू सेटिस्फाई द कस्टमर एंड ब्रिंग द स्माइल ऑन हिज फेस। दैट इज आवर अल्टीमेट पर्पस। उनकी स्माइल किस चीज से आएगी, उनका रिएजेंट पूरा यूज हो और उनको प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी हो उसके रिएजेंट के यूसेज से। तो ये हमारा प्राइमरी पर्पस है एग्जिस्टेंस का। दूसरी चीज हमको बहुत ध्यान में रखनी चाहिए कि हमारा प्रोडक्ट कोई टूथपेस्ट नहीं है, ये बड़ा हाईली टेक्निकल प्रोडक्ट है। और ये टेक्निकल प्रोडक्ट को हमको ध्यान में रखना पड़ता है कि टेक्निकल प्रोडक्ट के लिए हमको बहुत ही सतर्क और नॉलेजेबल रहना पड़ेगा। इसके लिए जब हैंडलिंग भी है, कंप्लेंट्स भी है, इस दोनों की दोनों चीजें कॉम्प्लिकेटेड होती है। और जो भी इससे डील कर रहा है उसको बहुत ही नॉलेज के साथ में और टेक्निक के साथ में इसको सॉल्व करना पड़ता है। अगर एक कस्टमर की कंप्लेन को हमने टाइमली सॉल्व नहीं किया तो इट माइट बिकम अ वेरी बिग इश्यू, बिकॉज वो प्रॉब्लम छोटी से बहुत बड़ी और अनहैंडलेबल हो जाती है वक्त के साथ में। और नॉर्मली हमारे सेल्स पर्सन है या टेक्नीशियन है या जो डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स होते हैं जो कस्टमर को फेस करते हैं, उनकी टेंडेंसी यही रहती है, ये डिफिकल्ट सिचुएशन है, मेरे पास में इसका आंसर नहीं है, रादर अवॉइड दिस सिचुएशन टू गेट इनसाइड। लेकिन उसका नतीजा ये होता है कि प्रॉब्लम्स बहुत ज़्यादा बड़ी हो जाती है और बाद में जब उसको हैंडल करने जाते हैं तो इट माइट बी अ लॉस ऑफ द कस्टमर, लॉस ऑफ बिजनेस, लॉस ऑफ मनी। सो कंप्लेन इज एन अपॉर्चुनिटी कि इसको डिले करना ही नहीं चाहिए। ध्यान ये रहे कि अगर एक कस्टमर सेटिस्फाई हो जाता है तो वो दो और कस्टमर को हमेशा लाइन पे लेके आता है कि नो दीज गाइज आर वेरी क्लियर अबाउट इट, दे नो देयर प्रोडक्ट, हमको कोई डिफिकल्टी आएगी यहाँ पे हमको पूरा टेक्निकल सपोर्ट मिलेगा। और यही सिचुएशन जब हमने अगर उसकी कंप्लेन से अवॉइड करके और उसको डिफिकल्टी में डाल के छोड़ दिया तो वो पांच और कस्टमर को जाके ये बात बोलेगा कि डोंट बाय फ्रॉम दिस कंपनी बिकॉज दिस इज वन हु कैन नॉट सपोर्ट आफ्टर सेल सर्विस। डिफिकल्टी आती है, हमको नहीं मालूम है, तभी तो हम उनके पास में जा रहे हैं और उनको भी आंसर नहीं मालूम है व्हाट काइंड ऑफ मैन्युफैक्चरर दे आर। ओके, सो it is better to attend the complaint of the user at a first available opportunity when the problem is as small as just a small little technical issue. Okay, now let's see what more approach we can have. हम अटेंड करते हैं कंप्लेंट्स कई बार कस्टमर की प्रेमाइसिस के अंदर ही होती है, प्रोडक्ट में नहीं होती है, या तो एप्लीकेशन में है या और कोई छोटी मोटी इशू है। लेकिन अगर आपने अटेंड करके इस कंप्लेंट को इनवैलिड प्रूव कर दिया, ओके, और तो हमारा नॉर्मल टेंडेंसी क्या रहता है, हम यूजर को ये बोलते हैं कि सर आप इस जगह पे कंप्लेंट करने के टाइम पे गलत थे। ओके, एंड दैट इज द बिगेस्ट ब्लंडर वन कैन हैव कि मोमेंट आप कस्टमर को इनवैलिड करके उसको रॉन्ग प्रूव कर देते हैं, ही बिकम्स हॉस्टाइल, इट बिकम्स हिज ईगो इश्यू। और अभी आपकी प्रोडक्ट की कंप्लेन तो कहीं साइड में रह गई है, उसका ईगो पहले संभालना पड़ता है। एंड दैट इज वेयर स्ट्रैटेजिकली सक्सेसफुल कंप्लेन सॉल्वर ये दो चीजों को डिसोशिएट करता है, प्रोडक्ट कंप्लेन एंड कस्टमर्स ईगो इश्यू। कोई भी ईगो इशू बन गया है, आर्ग्यूमेंट होगा, गुस्सा, थ्रोइंग आउट, और अगर कस्टमर बहुत ही एजुकेटेड है तो वो सीधा यही बोलेगा ओके सर फाइन यू आर राइट, वी विल सी दैट, वी कैन गिव यू नेक्स्ट, राइट नाउ सिचुएशन इज ओके। आप बाहर गए, यू थिंक लाइक यू आर अ विनर, लेकिन बाहर जाने के बाद आपको मालूम चलता है कि आपको कभी भी ना अगला ऑर्डर आ ही नहीं रहा है, बिकॉज यू हैव मेड कस्टमर फील टू स्मॉल, टू अनएजुकेटेड। सो यहाँ पे अपन को स्पेशली ध्यान रखना है कि ईगो इशू नहीं बने, गुस्से की सिचुएशन नहीं आए, आर्ग्यूमेंट की सिचुएशन नहीं आए। तो उसके लिए हमको क्या करना पड़ेगा, हमको ये ध्यान रखना है कि कस्टमर कंप्लेन सॉल्व करने के टाइम पे उसको, कस्टमर को हमसे क्या डिमांड्स है, दैट इज द एंड रिजल्ट विच ही इज एक्सपेक्टिंग, एंड इफ वी मीट दैट तो हमारा ये कंप्लेन का पूरा सेशन सक्सेसफुल हो जाएगा। सो इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट दैट द एंड रिजल्ट इज द कस्टमर व्हाट ही डिमांड्स। हाउ डू वी मीट दैट, लेट अस सी। फर्स्ट थिंग, कस्टमर हमको यही बोलना चाहता है कि तुम्हारे कारण मुझे कंप्लेन आया है। ओके, थोड़ी देर के लिए हम अपना ईगो साइड में रख देते हैं, हम उसको यही बोलते हैं कि इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट दैट वी शो एन एग्रीमेंट टू हिज कंप्लेन, सर आई एम सॉरी, हमारे कारण आपको तकलीफ हुई है। और वही वो सुनना चाहता है। कंप्लेन जब कर रहा है तो उसका पहला ही आर्गुमेंट ये कि बेटर एग्री दैट इज द प्रॉब्लम बिकॉज ऑफ यू एंड वी हैव एग्रीड टू दैट। ओके। अभी यहाँ पे ये उसका मतलब नहीं है कि प्रॉब्लम हमारे कारण है, बट हमने उसकी गुड बुक्स में आने के लिए पहले उसको ये बोल दिया कि आप जो सुनना चाहते हैं मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ कि बिकॉज ऑफ मी यू आर इन दिस सिचुएशन सर। अब कस्टमर ने जब अपना ओपन माइंड हमारे लिए रख लिया है, then it is an excellent situation that he will listen to us. He will positively help us in identifying the root cause of the problem. और आपको तो मालूम ही, जिंदगी की कोई भी प्रॉब्लम जब तक रूट कॉज पे अटैक नहीं होती है तो वो बीटिंग अराउंड द बुश में कभी परमानेंट सेटिस्फैक्शन सॉल्यूशन नहीं आता है। तो हमको यही ध्यान रखना है कि रूट कॉज उनको मालूम हो, चाहे वो लीकेज है, चाहे ब्रेकेज है, चाहे वो रिजल्ट्स रिलेटेड प्रॉब्लम है या क्वालिटी रिलेटेड प्रॉब्लम है। सो आइडेंटिफिकेशन ऑफ द रूट कॉज इज मोस्ट मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट, एंड दिस इज पॉसिबल ओनली इफ द कस्टमर कोऑपरेट्स। अगर प्रॉब्लम उसके प्रेस्टीज और उससे ईगो से रिलेटेड है, वो आपको कोऑपरेट नहीं करेगा, इट क्रिएट मोर एंड मोर ट्रबल्स फॉर यू कि वो जीते। आपने टैक्टफुली उसको ये बता दिया कि मेरे कारण आपको प्रॉब्लम हुई है, तो वो ऑलरेडी मेंटली वो जीत ही चुका है। अब यही बोल रहा है कि ठीक है, ये आदमी अच्छा है, सुनने ना इसकी बात को, तो मैं इसको हेल्प करूं ताकि ये मेरे को प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करके दे। ओके, सो don't let it go to his ego and prestige. Abhi, it is to be borne in mind the user complaint handling consists of number one, 70% approach is psychological. अभी यहाँ पे हमारी बहुत बड़ी गलती हो जाती है, हम सोचते हैं कि कस्टमर ने कंप्लेन किया, हमने उसको सॉल्व कर दिया, हमने उनको ये बता दिया कि ये प्रॉब्लम तो आपके कारण हुई है, आपके लेबोरेटरी में आपको यूज करना नहीं आता है, कंप्लेंट प्रोडक्ट में है ही नहीं, देखो बाजू वाले कितने सारे यूज कर रहे हैं, एवरीबडी इज सेटिस्फाइड, व्हाई ओनली यू आर हैविंग द प्रॉब्लम। सो दिस इज सिचुएशन टू बी अवॉइडेड। सो द एंटायर अप्रोच 70% इज साइकोलॉजिकल, ओके, एंड 30% is technical. If this is borne in mind that you need to handle the customer psychologically, 70% 30% technical, आपका आधा प्रॉब्लम तो यहीं सॉल्व हो गया। ओके, अब ये करने के लिए हमको कुछ गाइडलाइंस फॉलो करने पड़ेंगे। द गाइडलाइंस टू आइडेंटिफाई द सॉल्यूशन टू द क्लिनिकल टेस्ट्स। ओके, मैंने कुछ वर्कआउट किया है, लेट्स सी इफ दिस गाइडलाइन ऑल्सो मेक सेंस टू यू। वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट गाइडलाइंस। स्टेप नंबर वन, जब भी आप कस्टमर के पास में जाते हैं, इरिटेटिंग कस्टमर है, एंग्रीड कस्टमर है, प्रॉब्लम है, आप उसके पास में जाएंगे, ही विल बी एब्सोल्युटली वांट टू टॉक इन फुल। जब तक वो अपना सेटिस्फेक्शन प्रॉब्लम का पूरा नहीं सुना देगा, डिपेंड्स ऑन द सिवियरिटी ऑफ द कंप्लेन। बहुत इरिटेटेड है, बहुत लेट जाके प्रॉब्लम कर रही है, इम्पैक्ट उनको प्रॉब्लम का बहुत बड़ा है, मोर इज हिज एंगर। और कभी छोटी प्रॉब्लम है तो वो सिंपल सा बोल देगा, जरा इसको देखो ना, दिस इज मिसबिहेविंग। लेकिन प्रॉब्लम जब बहुत बड़ी है तो आपको बहुत पेशेंस रखना पड़ेगा, उसको कंप्लीट डिटेल्स देने दो, थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा। ओके, आपको उस टाइम पे उनको इंटरप्ट नहीं करना है। डू नॉट इंटरप्ट while ही गिव्स द फर्स्ट अकाउंट ऑफ द प्रॉब्लम, बिकॉज बहुत सारे आंसर्स उसकी फर्स्ट अकाउंटिंग के टाइम पे ही सामने आ जाते हैं। कि वो बोल देगा, जैसे एग्जांपल के तौर पे कोई कस्टमर कंप्लेन कर रहा है कि ये किस तरह का रिएजेंट आपने बनाया है, डिजॉल्व ही नहीं होता। ओके सर, आपने एक डायरी पेन लेके नोट करना शुरू कर दिया, डिजोल्यूशन प्रॉब्लम है, देन कीप क्वाइट, ही विल कीप ऑन गेइंग। ये देखो आपका ये प्रोडक्ट है, मैंने इसको रिकॉन्स्टिट्यूट करने का कोशिश किया, ड्राई पाउडर डज नॉट गेट डिजॉल्व इनटू द सॉल्यूशन। ओके, इमीडिएटली वी रियलाइज, okay, the solution he's trying to do is making a solution of 10 ml reconstitution in a 10 ml vial where the whole thing is meant for 100 ml. That means he is making an error. आपने ध्यान से उसको सुनने की कोशिश किया, उसी के अंदर उसका प्रॉब्लम का सॉल्यूशन ही आपको रूट कॉज में दिखाई देगा। सो प्लीज डू नॉट इंटरप्ट। देखिए, अब आप इंटरप्ट नहीं करते, उसके बेनिफिट्स आपको क्या है? दिस विल शो दैट यू हैव ए इंटरेस्ट इन सॉल्विंग द प्रॉब्लम एंड यू आर अ गुड लिसनर। इसका बेनिफिट क्या है? सबसे बड़ा बेनिफिट यह है कि वो आपको बोलने के लिए अब अलाउ करेगा। जब उसका बोलना खत्म हो जाएगा, उसकी प्रॉब्लम डिस्क्रिप्शन पूरी हो जाएगी, व्हेन ही विल जस्ट टीम ऑफ कंप्लीटली, उसका प्रेशर कुकर का सारा सारा प्रेशर आउट हो गया है। आप उसकी गुड बुक्स में आ चुके हैं, यू आर अ गुड लिसनर, यू हैव ए इंटरेस्ट इन सॉल्विंग द प्रॉब्लम, ही विल कोऑपरेट। और 90% केसेस जहाँ पे फेल्ड कस्टमर कंप्लेंट्स होती है, सॉल्वेशन सॉल्विंग द प्रॉब्लम, तो यहाँ पे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम आती है कि हम आर्ग्यूमेंट शुरू कर देते हैं, और आर्ग्यूमेंट के टाइम पे वी विन द आर्ग्यूमेंट बट लूज द कस्टमर कंप्लीटली। सॉल्यूशन का प्रॉब्लम भी हमको कभी समझ ही नहीं आता कैसे ऑफर करें। रूट कॉज एनालिसिस नहीं हो सकता, वो अंदर लैब में घुसने भी नहीं देगा। ठीक है, दिस विल शो द इंटरेस्ट दैट यू आर सॉल्विंग द प्रॉब्लम, यू हैव ए इंटरेस्ट, यू आर अ गुड लिसनर। स्टेप नंबर 2, this will give you an opportunity to do the root cause analysis of the complaint. The root cause analysis requires two, three. One thing is he allows you to ask questions about the complaint. He allows you to let enter in the lab and analyze the situation, what is happening. He allows you to talk to the technician, what exactly is the nature of complaint. He allows you to more questions to the technician, since how long you have been having this kind of a problem, and did you have this problem right from the beginning. So root cause comes out of it. So this is one big benefit, that you are a good listener, you have an interest, you have communicated that interest of yours. Step is allow the root cause to be analyzed in the situation. अगर प्रॉब्लम बड़ी टेक्निकल है, तो देन वी हैव अ सेपरेट चार्ट अवेलेबल फॉर टाइप ऑफ एरर्स। वो किस तरह की कंप्लेन है, उसके लिए क्या सॉल्यूशन है, वो चार्ट अपन लास्ट में जाकर डिस्कस करेंगे। इनिशियली राइट नाउ वी जस्ट से दैट रूट कॉज एनालिसिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट, टेक्निकल है तो टाइप ऑफ एरर्स का चार्ट भी यूज करेंगे। देन वंस यू नो द रूट कॉज ऑफ द कंप्लेन आइडेंटिफाइड इन योर माइंड, आपको ये समझ में आ गया कि इस सारे सिचुएशन का फदम कहाँ है, बॉटम लाइन कहाँ है, और कैसे आपको इस कस्टमर से डील करना है। क्योंकि जब वो हमको डराना शुरू करते हैं तो ऐसा लगता है कि वो पेमेंट भी काट लेंगे, कंपनी को ब्लैकलिस्ट भी कर देंगे, एक बड़ा सा हमारी जो कॉन्फिडेंशियल रिपोर्ट है कंपनी की वो बिगाड़ देंगे। बट आपको सब समझ में आ गया कि प्रॉब्लम का रूट कॉज कहाँ है, बहुत छोटा है। ओके, या ये करने से हो जाएगा। आप शांति से, like a spiritual person, you will listen to the customers talking about the complaint and says, yes, my confidence is high, I can deal with him. बट यहाँ पे ध्यान ये रखना है, यू हैव टू रिमेंबर दैट यू हैव टू रिस्पॉन्ड, डू नॉट रिएक्ट विद हिम। रिएक्शन इज व्हाट, आपको समझ में आ गया प्रॉब्लम कहाँ है, इमीडिएटली आपने उसको बैकफायर कर दिया, बिकॉज इन द बिगनिंग ऑफ द कंप्लेंट ही इज बीन फायरिंग यू। इंप्रूव योर क्वालिटी, गो learn the biochemistry, learn clinical chemistry, what kind of a complaint, what product। अभी हमारे को मौका मिला है कि प्रॉब्लम तो आपके यहाँ पे थी, I have an opportunity to go and fire him back, sir. You have to learn things around. Sorry, I have to keep my mental cool and understand how to respond to him rather than reacting to him. Because reaction might aggravate the situation, response will win the customer's confidence. Okay? In step number 3, अलग अलग सिचुएशन में अलग अलग रूट कॉज को कम्युनिकेट करने के मेथड ऑन द स्पॉट आइडेंटिफाई करने पड़ते हैं। ओके, ये कोई स्टैंडर्ड रूल नहीं है कि आप उस रूट कॉज को, उस कस्टमर को आप कैसे समझाने की कोशिश करेंगे कि ये प्रॉब्लम है। ओके, एक बड़ा सिंपल सेंटेंस बड़ा काम आता है कि कस्टमर का नेचर, सिचुएशन, कस्टमर को कन्विंस करना, कस्टमर की टाइप, वो बड़ा सीनियर आदमी है, जूनियर टेक्नीशियन है, वगैरह वगैरह को ध्यान में रखते हुए हमको एक मेथड अप्लाई करना पड़ेगा कि कैसे उससे बात करें। सर्टेन गाइडलाइंस। ओके, गाइडलाइन नंबर 1, कि उनको कंप्लेन का सॉल्यूशन, रूट कॉज समझाने के टाइम पे यह ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा कि किसी भी तरीके से कस्टमर को ये नहीं लगे कि मेरे ऊपर कोई एलिगेशन लगाया जा रहा है कि तुम गलत हो, मेरे पे एक्यूजेशन आ रहा है कि मैं कैसे टाइप की लेबोरेटरी चलाता हूं। यू हैव टू बी वेरी वेरी क्लियर अबाउट इट, दैट यू डोंट मेक एनी स्टेटमेंट विच गिव्स एलिगेशन टू हिम या एक्यूज टू। अभी यहां पे एक सेंटेंस यूज करना पड़ेगा सर रूट कॉज बताने के टाइम सर गलती हुआ है, डोंट से आपने गलती किया है, एरर डन बाय यू हर्ट्स हिम, एरर हैपेंड इज एक्सेप्टेबल, एरर हैपेंस मींस ही इज सेपरेट, एरर इज अ सिचुएशन डिफरेंट, ईगो पे लगेगा नहीं उसको. So I repeat this sentence again. Explaining the root cause as error happened is acceptable. But if you say error done by you or your staff or your laboratory hurts him, and that is to be avoided. And further उसको कैप लगाने के लिए assure him that sir we will try to see that such situation do not get repeated in your devices because of us. So let me try, I will attend to this and will see that a situation like this, uncomfortable in the lab where reports, stake, profits, everything is a question mark. I'll see that, I'll try to see that. I'll avoid having this kind of a repeated situation. Obviously, as a cases के अंदर you can request to the customer that I need your support. So, sir, please help me. We will try to correct this situation. Okay. Customer is certainly going to cooperate and रूट कॉज से हमको वो सॉल्यूशन निकाल के आगे देने के बाद में वो एरर्स कैसे एड्रेस करेंगे वो अपन आगे लेंगे, लेकिन अभी इस स्टेप के अंदर क्या है, कस्टमर कंप्लेन वाज एन एपिसोड. इफ यू लीव द एपिसोड ओपन एंड वॉक आउट विद द सॉल्यूशन डन, one thing will happen is that if suppose it is not closed, it will resurface. So you have to put a cap on this episode, that it is over. How do you put the cap on this episode of complaint? Follow up with the user after a few days and confirm his satisfaction of the solution provided. If this is done, एक चीज जरूर होने वाला है, the customer which is complaining very big, he will become your friend. He will act very positive saying yes, 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 that thing is over. I am not having any complaint now. ये स्टेप बहुत बार हम मिस करने के कारण से हमारे को ये होता है, कंप्लेनिंग कस्टमर, वी थिंक वी हैव सॉल्व बट प्रैक्टिकली वी फाइंड दैट कस्टमर इज अगेन एंड अगेन हैविंग सम काइंड ऑफ ए प्रॉब्लम एंड ही सेज वो लड़का लास्ट टाइम आया था, मेरी प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करके गया, मेरे को कुछ एक्चुअली सॉल्यूशन मिला नहीं, एंड अगेन इफ आई कंप्लेन टू हिम he will come and eat my head. So avoid the situation. Let's stop buying from him and get out of that situation. So closing this customer complaint episode is important to us. Okay. Sir, now if the errors which are not reagent related like leakage, breakage, etc., 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 or like it's a very technical issue, then what do we have as a guideline how to go about it? So there are certain charts we have prepared, result oriented complaints. Okay, let us say अब पेशेंट रिपोर्ट है, पेशेंट रिपोर्ट के ऊपर क्वेश्चन लग रहा है, क्वेश्चन क्या चीज का लग रहा है, रिपोर्ट्स आर नॉट गुड, रिपोर्ट्स आर क्वेश्चनड बाय द क्लिनिशियन, रिपोर्ट्स आर not accepted by the patient. So what is the type of error and what could be the possible solution to this? Okay, the first kind of a result oriented complaint customer can have is not matching to the clinical expectation as far as patient is concerned. Now what is left with you? You only can assure that the reagents gave the results which is right. Clinical expectation is a separate episode, but reagent is giving the right results, which you can check with the master key that your standard optical density or factor was correct. Obviously, if that is correct, results are correct. Okay. If further it to be confirmed, request for a quality control results. If you request for a quality control results, you know that your OD of the standard is perfect. आपका control serum, which is an independent quality serum, जिसकी वैल्यू मालूम है, वो भी बराबर आ रहा है, then only your answer is, sir, I find the results are okay. I cannot doubt my results. We have to look into the clinical expectations of the patient, and this is how you can address the situation. Okay, next one. Another situation result-oriented complaint normally comes is, my control serum results are not in the acceptable range. Okay, that is a kind of a category. Now, in this, again, your confidence is your factor. Your confidence is your control serum value. But moment you come to the control serum value and that is not coming all right, that is what the customer category complaint category is, then how many things we check? Every control serum has a reconstitution life or usage life. So check the reconstitution life of the control serum. Probably somewhere something is wrong here. Next is, check the storage of the reconstituted control serum. Was it lying at the room temperature? Was it lying in the deep freezer? What is lying and appropriate conditions, light exposed, etc., etc.? Then the results will be out. What else you can check? You can check which methodology did you analyze the control serum and what is the range you are referring to in the methodological chart of the control serum. That is one area one can find the answer in that. Next one, since how long this control serum is in use in the customer's lab and what was its performance earlier? Has the problem started coming now or is the problem from the beginning of the control serum switching? If that is so, यहाँ तक भी आपको problem नहीं समझ में आ रही है, try to run the test with another brand of control serum, which you are confident that your reagent matches that value. Okay. So control serum not going out. These are certain checkpoints. Somewhere you will find the answer in that. And जब आपका root cause analysis में वो answer दिख रहा है, you have to communicate that using the guidelines provided earlier. Okay. What could be the next type of complaint result oriented? My results are fluctuating. Okay. What does he mean by fluctuating? The results are not coming as expected. Every day it is a different result for the same sample. Especially this happens in a quality control sample. Okay. The reason could be is the instrument is having power fluctuation or the lamp has become weak. Okay, which gives a gain which is variable gain, and your standard was run under certain conditions, sample is run under different condition, which is deviating every now and then because of the loose plug contact or erratic electric supply in the premises of the customer. So the results will fluctuate. I know one case where a very serious issue was being reported and the salesman could not identify. The distributor had to go to customer's premises in Chennai. The customer was very irritating. He stopped the payment and the distributor had to identify that he had to go to the market, buy 80 rupees of power supply pin top, and he took the screwdriver, changed the power supply, complaints vanished. So these are the kind of things which could be the reasons of results fluctuation. Another could be is if the pipette calibration is not done. Okay. Many times it is in India, it's very much prevalent that people use same pipette tips over a long period of time where the pipette tips have been repeatedly washed. Their points are blocked. They are not airtight fitting into the pipette. Volumes are different every time. When you pipette the reagent or sample, the value of the volume dispensed is different. A good laboratory always has a pipette calibration certificate stuck on the pipette. Check the date on that. Check the data on that. If the pipette fluctuation is results, probably correction in that area is addressed. What could be the reason of results fluctuation? Operator in the morning was different. Operator in the afternoon is different. Operator in the night shift was different. Operator has gone to hometown. Somebody else has started doing the results. Operator has changed. Pipetting techniques has changed. Hence the results are fluctuating. This is one area to check. Another area to check is the results could be fluctuating because the reagents are expired and the customer is not bothered to look at the expiry of the reagent. He is not even bothered to see that the expiry is not just because of what is mentioned. It is even after reconstitution, he believes that the reagent is going to work. But expired reagent giving good results is always not guaranteed. Okay, it all depends on the situation, how long was the expiry, how badly the reagent have been handled. The fluctuation the reagent can happen. Interesting case I'll say is the expiry of reagent, that if suppose some reagent is supposed to expire in June 2026, and it says that once you reconstitute it stable for 1 month, customer reconstitutes the reagent on 30th of June and expect it to run for 30th of July, even beyond the expiry of the reagents, not bound to work. One has to check in this area that this could be a possibility why results are fluctuating. Another thing, results are as a function of three things: reagent, operator, and instruments. So is the instrument being serviced properly? When instrument is serviced and calibrated, another proof of that is a sticker stuck in the left or right side or back side of the instrument where it has been giving the date of servicing, calibration. If that is not being followed properly, there is a possibility that instrument is misbehaving. The results are fluctuating. If results fluctuation happens, if these 4-5 checkpoints, if we carry out, somewhere we'll find the answer in that. Okay, let's see another category of the result orientation. My results are not matching with another brand of the reagent. Your kit is giving this value, I am getting from the other company as this value. Okay, now let's look into it. Again, first thing, are you sure your results are right? So you check your factor, your standard OD as per the manufacturing protocol provided by the manufacturer is matching or not matching. That is a primary level of confidence you can have. Moment you have that confidence, immediately you believe that, let me check my control serum is coming all right or not. If these two criteria are matching, at least you are sure about that your results are right. Okay, now complaints remains in the place that the reagent is not, my results are not matching with another brand of reagents. Okay, first thing, you have ensured that my reagent, my results are right. Now let's look at other company's brand where the customer is complaining. Now customer has to be cornered here. Sir, may I, with a very soft language, sir, may I know which brand of reagent you are comparing with? And if he is not open to that, then you have to say that how can I attend to this issue unless I know what is the principle of other companies' procedure. Okay, that brand procedure could be altogether a different methodology altogether. Let's say, for example, if you're saying my sodium value with your company, your kit is this, and it is not matching with the other brand. Okay, sir, please, can I have what is the other brand's principal work? Oh, it is ion selective electrode. Sorry, sir. There is a very high possibility that the range from ion selective electrode may not match with the colorimetric method. So that is the way you can address to this. Obviously, while root cause analysis, and after that, you have to follow the guideline that do not hurt him, but say assertively that the results by this method are perfectly all right, sir. In your lab, everything is perfect. Your standard OD is perfect. Your factor is perfect. Your control serum value is perfect. Only thing is, while reporting the results, please mention this is concluded by a colorimetric method. Many of the patients report of the many of the good hospital always carry a report methodology used. Okay. So this is something. Another type of complaint which can happen. My results are always low. Now, always there has to be a reference. Low is a comparative value. What is the right? One has to know. Either it could be a control serum, either it could be let's say, competitor value. My results are always low. Okay, fine. So what could be the reason of always low? Check the standard OD. Standard OD has to be higher. That means the factor is low, because standard OD and factor are inversely proportional. So moment you have a factor low, your results are going to be low. What is the answer? Recalibrate. Simple thing is recalibrate. Something has happened to made your OD go low. You recalibrate, the OD goes correct, results start coming correct. That is the root cause analysis of the problem. Always low would be another point is the pipette calibration is in the lower side. Now, let me show you how this can affect you. GPT, GOT, or any enzyme, they are being analyzed using a calibration factor provided by the manufacturer, okay? Which is not based on the calibration. It is based on a fixed factor using extinction coefficient. Pipette which we are using in a lab is delivering the less volume, bound to give low results always. What is the answer? Recalibrate the pipette. 10 microliter should be 10 microliter, not 9.2. Okay. Another situation where the complaint quality comes in, my results are always high. Okay. What we are discussing is how many types of complaint customer can create, and beyond these 5-7 types, we are saying there is nothing else possible in the lab. Okay. So what could be the answer of a high? Exactly opposite. Standard OD is low. That means factor is high. So multiply the OD of a patient sample with the high factor will give you high results. What is the answer? Answer is again same thing. Check calibration of the pipette. Okay. It could be is that 10 microliter or 50 microliter is delivering 53 or 55 microliters. And that is bound to multiply with the fixed factor provided in the instrument programming and giving you a high results. Okay. Recalibrate the pipette. And if in case possible, if the calibration is not possible, run a calibrator, and with this pipette calibration setup, you recalibrate the entire instrument programming. So this is what can be always high. Okay. Now, next category could be an ocean of complaints. That is a program oriented. This is a huge number of possibilities where one can have an error with that. I said one line is instrument related or program related, power fluctuation, results fluctuate. And now let's define what is the result fluctuation. As long as, see what happens is in a customer premises, he's not doing the same patient sample every time, but he's certainly doing a control serum every time. When he's doing control serum every time, he is running a Levy-Jennings chart. He is drawing the values fallen on every day, and fluctuation is sometime in the higher side, sometime in the lower side. Sometimes results are plus minus 3 SD, lower side, higher side, or sometimes 2 SD plus minus, or erratic one results. So that is the fluctuation. Fluctuation means when he knows this is the expected results is coming higher or coming lower, but neither in one side. It's always in a different side all the time. So it's the fluctuation against the mean values, power fluctuation. Now, important is there are many complaints which we receive saying that I obtained negative results. Okay. Now, why negative results? Simple thing is that if you are running a kinetic chemistry where your delta absorbance is in increasing direction, instrument fluctuation gives you suddenly dip in the absorbance. Now, as a result of 3 or 4 readings, you come out saying that my final results of initial OD minus the last OD divided by the number of readings is falling in the negative side. Reaction direction is in the upper side, increasing, the results are negative. Instrument fluctuation. Simple thing is instrument fluctuation. When you repeat the standard OD again and again, it will show very poor precision. That means factors are fluctuating every now and then. Okay, so because of power fluctuation, these are the symptoms. What do you need to do? Ensure a stabilizer is used in the line. Ensure that the incoming power supply is constant. Ensure your lamp is not weak and fluctuating, that the lamp replacement has to happen. Okay, let's look at the another type of instrument related complaint, which is many cases this falls into this category, that the flow cell is dirty. Flow cell has got air bubble trapped. Result, OD fluctuation. Result, answer wrong. Result, question mark on the patient report. You are not able to ascertain where the whole thing is lying. The best thing is pull out the cuvette of the instrument if it is semi-auto or fully auto with the cuvette, and see there are air bubbles in that. See if there are dust particles settled, there are fibrin clots settled on the wall of the standard hole where the reading is being taken in a cuvette, and that has to be addressed. Okay. Fluctuation is bound to results if dirty flow cell is there. You have to clean the flow cell. Now, next category program related to fall in is wavelength calibration is out. Now, important is wavelength calibration in case of semi-automated as well as fully automated. In a semi-automated, what happens is your filter which you are using has developed the growth. They have developed the dust around it. Calibration, what wavelength you are expecting, it is giving altogether different wavelength. Okay, results absolutely not in a, especially when you are using a fixed factor, results are absolutely haywire. Your report are question marked. So calibration, we have also covered earlier also in other seminars, but what is important is you run the calibration of the instrument wavelength. Okay, how it can be done? Potassium dichromate solutions are available. That procedure is available. 0.25 OD, 0.5 OD, that means 0.5 OD, 1.0 OD, 1.5 OD. All these solutions are standard solution, which are good laboratory practice. These are available in the market. You can prepare it. There are protocols available. Okay. So that can be used to see that the calibration is all right. But only thing is in this, you get calibration only at 340 nanometer, not 405, 546, 630, 578. Nothing can be done in that. Only thing where that is possible is chromium oxide filter, and that is very expensive, but you need to call the service engineer to bring and ensure that the wavelength calibration is being done. Okay. How do you identify such a thing? That factor-based chemistry results are not coming in the range. Standard OD not as per expectation, in spite of you doing pipette calibration, instrument, let's say operator calibration, everything has been done, but still the results are not all right. But in such a case, very important is that if wavelength calibration is out slightly, marginally, in that case, if you are doing a standard also along with it, the altered OD of the sample and standard simultaneously will shift in the uniform direction to give the results all right. Many times you may miss. So ensure recalibration sometime in the endpoint chemistry can solve this problem out, but not in kinetic chemistry. Whether factors are fixed and 1749 or 3349 or 1920, such factors are provided as kinetic chemistry results in the IFU, and that is purely based on the right wavelength. So wavelength calibration has to be checked. Instrument error. Temperature out. Another big problem, especially in a kinetic chemistry, because when you are doing enzyme assays, results is based on the delta absorbance, which is dependent on the temperature. And if the temperature calibration is not there, that means, for example, if you say that we have 37 degree set in the instrument, but practically speaking, it is only to 32 degrees centigrade. That Peltier effect, that block, thermostated block is not achieving the 37-degree temperature, bound to give you lower results. And you will say 37-degree, my value of control serum of, let's say, CKNAC or CKMB is so and so unit, it is coming low and always coming low. Please check the temperature calibration, wavelength calibration. Probably these will solve the problem out. correction in that area. Okay. So temperature shifting is a major problem. Many times it happens, the results may come high. Temperature has gone in the higher side, increasing the speed of the reaction marginally, and your results are out. It is only possible that instrument is getting serviced. Okay. Wrong programming. Okay. This wrong programming has many possible program feeding errors. Okay. What happens is you have made reaction direction increase. Actually, the reaction direction is in the decreasing side. You have written program as milligram percent. Actually, the calculation is international units per liter. You have fed the wavelength, which is wrong. Results are not going to come. Customers sometimes have fed the bichromatic as monochromatic. Again, there is a problem. The results are not coming as per expectation. Many times it's very common that if you take a calibrator of a certain lot value, let's say for example HDL cholesterol calibrator, one lot which you have used, value assigned is 65 milligram percent. You have established the factor, it is there in the memory of the instrument. Next time you put in another lot of calibrator inside, because calibration you want to do it again, and you have a calibrator value is 72 milligram percent, but you have run the calibrator with the programming mentioned as 63. It is going to give you wrong results. So wrong programming, there are many n number of possibilities where one can. So important is how do you ensure that the program in the instrument is perfectly all right to get the customer complaint being addressed is correct the instrument programming referring to the technical insert or instruction for use. That is a technical insert provided in the kit. Most of the technical insert provide the parameters to be fed in the instrument programming. Those factors have to be ensured that these are there either by telephonically or physically visit the lab and seeing the program. Somewhere you will find there is something with the hitching in this, which will result into a wrong results. Okay. This is what I thought is areas where one can look into to find the problems being targeted and root cause being analyzed for technical as well as non-technical issues. But my emphasis is again, please bear in mind that the entire thing is 70% psychological, 30% technical. So please ensure you never invite anger from the customer by not listening to it, by not uh, following the route that the error happened, you have done error. This statement has to be ensured that you don't follow this. So if any questions in this, sir, I'm open to this. It's over to you, sir, again.
Yes, sir, there are some questions which came. I have dropped in the chat box.
Okay.
There was one person who have shared how company calculates standard deviation.
How company calculates standard deviation? Okay. Sir, this is 1 minute. Company calculate. Okay. How company calculates standard deviation? If you see any technical IFU of any company, it will have a standard deviation value mentioned for normal range as well as abnormal range. And they have a confidence in certain quality control serum sample, and they run it 10 times, 15 times, 20 times, depending upon the robustness of the data. And they present the value as n value. N value means number of times that sample has been repeated. Then it mentions that what is the mean value, what is the fluctuation, and by analyzing statistically, the standard deviation protocol formula is to be used to find out what is the 2 standard deviation plus minus or 3 standard deviation plus minus the range being assigned by the company by doing absolutely on a repeat scale. Sometimes these standard deviation by the company is not only just intra-run, they are inter-run also. That means if suppose Anamol has to establish the standard deviation in case of alkaline phosphatase enzyme, I'll probably take a control serum, which is Randox or Prasinam Prasipath, or somebody's control, which is well established. If I run it 5 times today, 5 times in the evening by different operator, 5 times tomorrow morning, 5 times tomorrow evening, I have an N value 20, and then put it in the statistical calculation formula to derive what is the standard deviation value coming to me in the normal serum also, abnormal serum also. I hope this has been able to answer the question.
Yes, sir. And there was another question, sir. Bias and power fluctuations. What is the relationship between
Sorry,
bias and power fluctuation?
bias and power fluctuation. Sir, bias and power fluctuation, what is the relationship? Fluctuation means there is no bias. Bias means it is either one side. Okay. It could be, bias could be two types. Fluctuation is different altogether, a different thing. It can be lower side, higher side, both. But bias only means that either a real answer is 100 and you're always reporting 95. That is a negative bias. Or if suppose you're always reporting 115, that is a positive bias. And there are a number of ways in which you can find out this bias as. But bias is a directional thing. Fluctuation can give you either side of the fluctuation.
Yes, sir. Mr. Ramki
Ah.
wants to talk, sir. You can unmute and talk, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. How to calculate programming? I am from ICMA. Kindly explain how to calculate programming.
How to, sorry?
How to programming? You are just now informed.
Programming. Okay.
Programming, sir.
Okay. Sir, it's very easy to program the instrument.
Okay, sir.
What is required is what is the language instrument is able to understand, and what
Okay.
the parameter to be programmed are mentioned in the IFU of the reagent system.
Okay.
Now, I'll just give you little examples in this. If suppose, let's take a semi-automated one,
Yeah.
that on a kinetic reaction, an instrument understands the interval of the reading taking and number of readings and lag time. That could be one language.
Okay.
Other languages, it is not taking the number of readings and at a specific interval. It is doing a continuous recording of read time. So read time, number of readings, these are language of the instrument. And when you're buying an instrument, you need to understand the language. Either you know about it or the application specialist who gives you, or a operating manual of the instrument provides what language this instrument is able to understand and what is the parameter you need to program, which is there in the reagent systems instruction for use. Match it in that. Anything more detailing you require, sir?
Sir, if there is any human error or machine error available, if there is any human error or machine error.
In the programming?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, there are, we have a separate session on that, but anyway, I'll give it to you right away. Is that when you do a programming of an instrument, we're doing the analysis of a parameter, you need to give program the name of the chemistry, then what type of reaction it is, endpoint reactions or it's a kinetic reaction. And if it's a kinetic reaction, whether this reaction is fixed time kinetics or it's a free time kinetics, then you need to have very clearly is when this reaction is being performed, the unit of measurement is milligram, milliequivalent, or international unit. Then next you need to know is what is the calibration factor or value you are going to put into the program. Then more importantly is that what is the normal range of this particular parameter for a human being, with a low side normal, high side normal. What is the sensitivity of the instrument is, what is the linearity of the reagent system is. These are certain number of parameters which instrument will keep on asking you. Number of repeats, number of decimals to report on. So if you go through this, even the program parameters of the instrument, you will come to know how many questions the instrument is asking, and these answers are lying in the IFU while you're programming the instrument. Error, Yes, you need to, after fully programming, go through the program once again, that by mistake you have not selected the wrong wavelength, by mistake you have not selected the wrong unit of measurement. After you ensure, double check that all parameter as per IFU have been fed into the program of the instrument as when he's asking the question, then you press the button save. Anything else I can provide to you, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
Sir, this is Dinesh. This is Dinesh from PLS. Because I
Okay.
was small doubt. Actually, C-level customers, the semi-automated customers, so many customers I saw that they are using that standard as a control. That is the right way. Because
No,
our field team
absolutely
also.
no. Absolutely no.
So how to convince the customers, sir, actually?
Okay.
Because our field team only suggested that one. I hope. Okay, sir, you know very well about it. Okay, so how to recorrect it actually? How to explain that customer?
Sir, we have to again take care in the mind that you don't have to hurt him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you
Obviously.
don't have to hurt him, so then you just give him a simple example. I have a very crude
Okay.
example I'm giving it to you.
Okay.
Is that you tell sir ki you have a sir currency counting machine. Okay. Currency counting machine is going to take the bundle of the currency notes and it'll fly over and say how many notes are there.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if I put a 50 rupees note bundle
Okay.
and tell the programming of the instrument, this is 100 rupees.
Okay.
It will be giving you a 10,000 rupees.
Okay.
Now, if I put in another 50 bundles, again, it will say it is 10,000 rupees.
Okay.
So I made an error in programming by giving the instruction that this is a 100 rupees note and this is looks like this. It is bound to give you wrong results.
Correct, sir.
I will never be able to count and correct that this bundle is correct. So standard is, suppose if I say standard is 100 milligram, practically the standard is deteriorated to 80 milligram.
Okay.
And if I run the same thing, saying that this is 100, again, repeatedly, it will give me the same value as 100 only.
Correct, sir.
You understood very clearly?
Yeah, yes, I have understood. Because of the, if you inform that particular people, now they said last 15 years I am doing like that, I got a good results.
Sir, why
It's an
15
obviously the
years?
mindset.
You have to tell him, sir, why 15 years? 15, ages, 1500 years, if you'll keep on doing, it will keep on giving you the same value.
Correct, sir. And then one more thing, sir.
Misconception.
For example, if you take actually for one kit, I think so is a CRP, I think so. CRP or RF. So that the ratio of the reagent is 400 and 100. Okay.
Correct.
And then sample volume is 3.
Okay.
Okay. How to program in that fully automated? My maximum volume is 300. That measuring volume. So how to that, because obviously for example, if you take the 1000 microliter of glucose, 10 microliter of samples, so ratio is for 202. Okay, sir.
Right.
So in this, how is it possible, sir? That means R1 is on 400, R2 is on 100, and then that sample volume is 3.
Okay. Now what happens is in many analyzers, when the sample volume is said to be around 3 or 2.5 microliter or something like that, you have to look into the instrument's capacity to measure 2.5 microliter or 3 microliter accurately. Just bear in mind, if it's a human who is going to do that, is bound to make errors in that. If it's an instrument, look at the instrument's capacity, how accurate is 2.5 microliter. What is the lowest volume of sample or calibrator it can take accurately?
Yes, sir. If we consider is a 2, maximum of fully automated, I think so is a 2, the minimum volume.
Okay.
Okay, sir. So then how we take the ratio?
Ratio is what is the technically provided in the IFU of the manufacturer.
Okay.
That is for 400 plus 100 plus 3. Then let's maintain that. But only this, you have to be sure about it that 3 is accurately being pipetted by that instrument. Okay. That's an important issue to you. Now, other thing is, if this is to be done by a semi-auto analyzer, then 3 is a very big problem because many technicians below 10 microliter are not accurate.
Correct. Sir.
So how to solve this issue? Another way.
Okay.
Simple thing is 400 plus 100 R1 and R2. And instead of 3 microliter, you take it as 5 microliter.
நான் 7 பாயிண்ட் வந்தேன்.
Okay.
Sorry?
1 noise is coming.
85க்கு மேல போனா
Someone is
7 பாயிண்ட்
unmute.
வந்தேன்.
Yeah.
இல்ல முன்னா இல்ல 7 பாயிண்ட் வந்தா போதும். நான் ஓட்டுறது இல்ல சார்.
Yeah.
Hello? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So,
Tell me that, sir. Some noise is getting actually
Some
some
noise
we've
is
just
coming.
done the yeah.
so suppose if we increase the sample volume, not 3 microliter to make it to 5 microliter, what happens is your factor will come down.
Okay.
The standard
Correct,
OD is going to calibration, OD is going to be high, factor will come down.
Mhm.
The problem only is that there is a extra standard OD which is coming in, will reduce linearity of the system, but that's okay. But at least you will get the results all right.
Yes. Yes, sir. Suppose if you're saying is for instead of 3, we need to take 5 microliter, na? So the
Yes.
sample also we need to take the 5 microliter.
Yes,
Correct,
yes,
sir?
yes.
Correct?
You have to always maintain sample to standard ratio same.
Okay. Okay.
But only thing is you ensure that it never happens that you run the calibration at 5 microliter and run the sample at 3. Then the results are
Okay.
going to be absolutely out.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Then Kanchan has raised the hand, sir. Now he can ask the question.
Hello. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, madam, please tell me.
Lecture. First of all, thank you. As a lab owner, we are very fortunate to understand the other side of the community, that how they will be functioning when they visit us and how they are groomed.
Okay.
My question is there any available chart with the IVD companies regarding the wavelength calibration and the power supply voltage gain, so that we as a lab owners can go to the analyzers programming and check before reporting it to the service engineers that okay, we are facing difficulty in this regards.
Okay. Madam, you have a semi-auto or fully auto analyzer?
We have both. My question is regarding the semi-auto analyzers precisely.
Okay. Now for semi-auto analyzer, we have semi-auto analyzer has got 7-8 filters.
Yes.
And the behavior of each filter is different because it is composition differently. Now we have a standard ready solution for 340 nanometer.
Yes, you mentioned that the dichromate, but
Yeah,
what about the other wavelengths? Like in fully auto instrument, we get to analyze on the screen that this is the gain or this is the wavelength, and the output is this way. But what is in terms of semi-auto analyzers? Is it visible to the consumer?
I feel each analyzer has a separate calibration parameters. If you go into the quality check of the programming of a semi-auto, and if you see the gain value, there are certain programs available in advanced analyzer. Earlier options it's around 20 to 30 years back, what analyzers used to be being manufactured and supplied, this quality control parameters self checkpoints were missing. We have also evaluated number of semi-auto analyzers wherein the gain value is mentioned as required, this value, and this is how you check to find whether you are getting this or not. So
all right.
In the program, you go inside that check quality control or check quality and quality and calibration. Those programming might give you the detailing inside in that, which is different for different instruments. But
all
I
right.
think I know very clearly these are provided nowadays.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. Anything more than that?
Just a moment, sir. Let me check once. Flow cell blockage, that was the question which received, sir.
Okay. Now, sir, we have received a set of questions on the group discussion which we received it. Okay. And those are something like 13 or 14 questions. Can we take few of them?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Whatever we didn't cover previously, we can take, sir.
Yeah. See, there are a number of systems which says is that monovials. What is the stability of a monovial reagents? Okay. Monovial product stability problems. This is what one of the question was. See, monovial has less stability problems compared to the full because monovials are once stored in the refrigerator. Once it is out, straight away it can be used and provide the results. So the stability issues are less in monovials, wherein for repeat usage and repeat exposure has more problems. But monovial also is like any other reagent. If left at the room temperature or not recommended temperature, will have the problems. Okay. The next question which comes is the bilirubin values and HbA1c values not correlated clinically. Yes, sir. This question is very clear. Bilirubin is for jaundice, HbA1c is for diabetes. There is no correlation between jaundice and diabetes. A person without jaundice also can have diabetes, or without diabetes also can have a jaundice. So they are independent parameters and not supposed to be having any type of correlation. They are two different diseases in a human body. Okay. Now, next one is bilirubin values come results not matching with the competitor. Bilirubin value comes is question number 3, but bilirubin values is an independent parameter wherein the question is not very clear, but it can be done as a quality control. Bilirubin, I'll specially emphasize one simple thing is that once you have a quality control, it is light sensitive. Please take care that you store at a lower temperature and store under darkness to maintain the value of the sample so that your control sera value matches. Okay. Then the fourth question was results not matching with the competitor. We have already covered this in our presentation. So I'll skip this question. Fifth question is which dilution we need to do for a very high abnormal sample above linearity, 1:10 or initially 1:4. Obviously, sir, I'll recommend 1:4 first because 1:10 could give you a small error multiplied 10 times. 1:4 is just if in case still you find higher than linearity, then you go for 1:10, but the first is 1:4 should be what is recommended. Flow cell blockage. Flow cell blockage needs cleaning. If cleaning can correct it, but then it's okay. If suppose flow cell by cleaning is not able to correct it, the blockage is not in the flow cell area, it is in the tube before or after, then a servicing is necessary by replacing the tube. But flow cell is a very engineering oriented complaint arising, but just this is a dirty flow cell, then it can be cleaned with the surfactants. Then there is a question lagging and shortcut keys. The question is not very clear, so I just skip this. What is lagging and shortcut keys? But next question is important and very important. Peltier element problems occurred frequently. Peltier element for everybody, I would like to say those who do not know that on a semi-automated chemistry analyzer, you have a black colored block in which your cuvette is inserted. And that is a Peltier component thermostated block. Peltier is a technology by which the temperature can be increased or decreased. So if this is misbehaving, there is no other answer but to get it replaced. Now, next one is hyperactive sample, which we are doing in 1:9 ratio. Is that the correct dilution? This is the question which is same as either we do 1:4 dilution or 1:10 dilution. Hyperactive sample depends upon the chemistry, how much high it is. Then if it is linearity limit consideration and the value of the patient expected, try and do the dilution factor in such a way that the values fall within the linearity limit of the reagent. But remember how much have you diluted, because the results have to be multiplied by that dilution factor. Okay. The next question is very interesting. Total protein Sorry, this is yes, this is that the correct dilution for enzyme chemistry? Yes, I've already answered that. Next one is total protein. While opening new kit itself, inner side of the lid was violet color and reagent color is bluish. What could be the reason? Sir, total protein and blue color is very much normal because total protein is the working on copper sulfate principle. Copper sulfate by per se is a blue color compound. So reagent is supposed to be lightly bluish only. And when the protein is given to it, it becomes darker. So blue color is a very much normal. Only thing is ensure that your samples do not get contaminated in the reagent. Otherwise, your entire behavior might go wrong. So blue color is normal, absolutely normal. Now, the 11th question was stability of few reagents. Start up and shut down protocols are missing. Stability of few reagents, start up and shut down protocol. Please ask the person to specify further because I'm not able to make any sense out of this question. So I leave it to you, sir, to find more details on that.
Sure,
We will
sir.
answer it subsequently. Okay. 12th question. There are only 13 questions. So the last but one we are in. When should we walk back process be performed in biochemistry? Does a 1-2S warning rule in EQUAS require corrective action? Okay, let me explain to the people who do not know what is EQUAS and what is 1-2S. EQUAS is external quality assessment scheme in which the samples provided repeatedly of different value and the same sample is been given to many people simultaneously and everybody analyzes the results of all the lab who are participating in such a scheme being compared. There is a mean of the methodology by many labs is being charted and your results where it falls in is being provided in that. Okay. Now question comes is 1-2S. That means one results out of the program is beyond 2 standard deviation. And should it be considered as walk back and check your performance? Yes, it is important that why did that particular results fell out of 2SD wherein all other results and other days are falling in the range. That could be a tip of the iceberg that could repeat sometime again in the future because 2SD came for the reason simple, either the pipette calibration was wrong or sample by mistake by operator was taken as a double, some programming error. So you have to ensure that the root cause analysis could be walk back and check why it came on a repeat. If it does not come, it's okay. That is the purpose of EQUAS. Okay. And the 13th and the last question is biochemical parameters in tuberculosis patients. When I looked into biochemical parameter, I only found one, ADA, adenosine deaminase. This is an enzyme when bacterial load comes on to the patient's tissue and suddenly they start producing adenosine deaminase, an enzyme which floats into the blood system. And high value of that is beyond 40 international unit per liter is initiation of the TB and beyond 100 international unit per liter is certainly guaranteeing that you have a infection of tuberculosis. As far as clinical chemistry is concerned, these are the parameters which I found. Otherwise, TB is largely being detected as nucleic acid testing, that is RT-PCR, and sometimes tuberculin or Montauk's test, which is being used, or there are cultures of the growing of TB. There are lots of things, but clinical chemistry point of view, ADA is the best parameter to use for identification of tuberculosis in the patient. These were all questions which I have addressed to this. Sir, next thing to you back.
So if any other questions to be asked, you can raise your hand. Otherwise, we can conclude today's session.
Now I have one small role, 3 questions to be identified for.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. Actually, I only had that asked question. regarding the startup and shutdown. There is no protocol available for the semi-auto analyzers for the startup and shutdown. Like simple SOP, if you can guide that before shutting down the instrument, a technician should take
Okay.
care of these things.
I'm sorry, I could not catch that.
No, easy.
I thought it was related to the chemistry. Now it is related to the instrument.
Yes.
Okay. Let me answer this very clearly to you. Starting protocol is please ensure you have a stable power supply. That is first thing. No fluctuations. And when you put on the instrument, it has a certain amount of warm-up time, which is normally mentioned in the instrument catalog, that you have 5 minutes of warm-up time, or some of them even have the lamp startup, and it does not allow you to calibrate or run the test till that many seconds are over in the program itself of the instrument. So ensure that you have a proper warm-up. Okay, that is a starting point. After that, you run your test as regular once the warm-up is fully done. Then as for shutting is concerned, I am very particular about this area is please ensure that all the reagents, reaction, last one which is lying in the cuvette or flow-through cell should be flushed out completely. Because all the reaction when we do, they have reagent as well as they have serum samples where there are proteins and lipids and all that can get deposited on the flow cell. So ensure you clean, flush with the distilled water first, and thereafter, if possible, alternative day or once in a while, regularly you have a flow clean solution. In previous session, we have said very clearly, if the flow clean solutions are not available, you might as well take 0.1% Triton X 100 solution in your lab. You can prepare it yourself, or flow clean solutions are available by various manufacturers, instrument manufacturers. Flush that in the instrument and allow at 37 degrees centigrade to remain inside for 5 minutes. Let it dislodge all the precipitates, deposits from the flow cell and flush it with the water. That means reagent grade water. Wash clearly, or 2 or 3 or 4 ml can just flow through it. Then you can shut down the instrument. I've been able to give you what is required in that.
Yes, sir. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, sir. It's over to you again.
Yes, sir. Now you can decide the three best questions of today's session, sir.
Okay. Now I have already analyzed the question number 5. Which dilution we need to do for a very high abnormal sample above linearity limit, whether it should be 1:10 or initially 1:4 first. Okay, that is what I consider as a very, very important and good question.
Okay, sir.
Okay, should I take the next one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next one is question number 10. That total protein reagent, it is blue. Whoever has asked this question is an important because he is looking into the physical properties of the reagent and critically examining whether it is abnormal even before he proceeds to the test. This practice will enable him to even find any precipitates in the reagent, any turbidity in the reagent, and avoiding that patient results report going wrong by analyzing the physical behavior of the sample. I consider that as an important issue. Okay,
sir.
And third one is the one who has asked the question, when should the walk back process be performed in biochemistry? Does a 1-2S warning rule in Aquas require corrective action? Very important question because he is very, very careful about that. Even one value going out, what should I do? Do root cause analysis.
Okay, sir. So we have taken the 3 winners for today's session. So we will be sending a special gift to them.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. Today's session was very informative. I believe many of the participants would have enjoyed it and learned new insights from you, sir.
Sir, thank you very much for providing this opportunity, because I really felt that this is a burning problem to many of the sales people, application people, distributors, lab owners, and especially I remember this one lady who came in was the lab owner. Uh, Please forgive me if in case by any means if I have offended you, that lab owner should be allowed to talk first and all that. But please ensure that we, with the good intention that we want to, when we attend a complaint, we want to ensure that what is required by the customer should be touched by our entire approach. So no offense on this. And I feel, sir, last time when we had done on a transferrin, that means iron binding capacity and iron. That is something which I feel, if in case you can put it on a YouTube, that recording will
Yes,
help
sir. Yes.
many of them. Because so far I've seen is the episode number 1 has been put on the YouTube. Episode number 2 is not done. 3 is not done.
Today it is releasing, sir. 3 we will release it next time.
Okay, very much. Because that, iron and iron binding capacity episode, we have taken a lot of pain to make it understand, because confusion was huge in the country. So there could be a lot of people benefited out of that. It
Sure,
removes
sir.
a lot of misconception.
Mr.
Sorry
Bandanesh
to
want to
interrupt.
ask some questions, sir.
Yeah, please go
Yeah.
ahead.
Hello, sir.
Yes,
Good
come on.
afternoon. It's already 12 now.
Okay.
So this is Bharanish from Peerless. So I had a question on my mind about the total protein. That absolutely the question was mine. So what could be the reason for the violetish color while opening a new kit?
See, violet, normally a total protein reagent is bluish in color. Okay, because of the copper sulfate as a main component in the reaction. Okay. It's a biuret reaction with the copper sulfate. Biuret bond gives you a purplish color in the whole game. Now, what happens is, if it is already dark purple in the cap, is that the situation?
Yes.
Okay, dark purple in the cap could be a reagent contamination. Normally, a copper sulfate reagent is bluish in color.
Correct,
After
sir.
the reaction happens with the serum, then it becomes a purplish dark color.
Correct. That's the nature.
If in the cap is already dark, then it's a error. And what could be the error is that, if I can just elaborate blindly, is that there could be a serum spillover and the cap once the reagent open. This is a very common error. I don't know whether this was the case or not, but many people, when they open the reagent bottle, they keep the cap upside straight down. Straight down means as if it is on the bottle top. That causes what is lying on the surface of the table being picked up by the cap. Best practice is, when you you open a reagent bottle and put the cap upside down. That means is the open area of the cap remains exposed to the air on the top. Does not allow any contaminant on the surface of the table to be picked up and go into the reagent. So there is a high possibility that there could be reagent contamination could have happened with the serum samples, and especially in the cap. Second could be is that a very high alkaline or acidic condition and contaminated in the cap. So just if the entire reagent is good enough, wash the cap thoroughly with the RO water and use it. If the reagent blanks are all right, within the limit prescribed by the manufacturer, you can use the reagent. But if in case you have capped it and everything is turned into purple, then it has to be replaced completely. So the possibility of purple is by reaction with the serum, or it is acid or alkali contamination which has happened in the cap.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Babu.
Yeah. Sorry. Very sorry to disturbing you, sir. At the
No,
end
no
of the
problem.
time, and because I got a doubt and question, last what you are giving it that answer, no? Based on that, I got a question.
Yeah.
You said one of our friend asked about that protein that wire means cap is color giving different and reagent color is giving. For that, you have said that answer like we need to check that alkalinized something is increasing.
Correct.
But my machine, I'm using fully automated and as well as semi also. In fully automated, they are given some alkaline solution to clean that. So what about it will affect anything in that, sir?
Clean what? Clean the flow cell? Clean the.
Yeah, clean the probe and all.
Okay. Okay. Now, any cleaning solution provided for the probe normally goes through not only just washing the probe, also immediately after that it goes into the water and cleans the probe that alkali free. Okay, you will see every auto analyzer will have probe cleaning solution. It will go into that probe. Then later on, it will either have a flush of the water or it will go into the water and rotate and then come out. So that alkali will not be having a chance to go in any of the reagents.
Okay.
I hope you agree with me that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure. I got it.
Yeah.
And one more thing I learned, sir, actually, as per the company people, that cap we are keeping, as you said, what supposed to do not. So we are keeping like that only. Now I got really, it's a good thing, sir. Good advice from you, sir.
Okay. Now I request, because those who are watching, I request that whenever you're doing a testing, in a laboratory setup, the place of, let's say, 1 square feet or 2 square feet area, just spray a little amount of IPA on that and wipe it clean. Then you can do your operation in that. At least it will not bring any contamination to the reagent system or the sample system. That is one my recommendation is. Or second recommendation is there are wipes available which are larger size of the tissue. And when you are performing a test, if you put a tissue kind of a wipe or a cloth, cotton cloth, so whatever can happen, the reagent or liquid, anything which gets spilt out, get absorbed onto that cotton, does not leave its marks to the container's cap or pipette or tips or anything, which will reduce the cross contamination. Even I'll just say simple thing is that if you go in an operation theater, always a new and clean bed sheet is used below the patient's body. Same thing. Laboratory testing is like doing an operation of a human body or a sample analysis. If you have a clean square or rectangle cloth on which you are doing this operation, once this operation of testing is over, wrap it up completely, throw it in a dustbin to wash it well or dispose it off. So every time when you do this wrapping around and wiping, I would say absorption is more like a vacuum cleaner, that it does not allow the contaminant to spread around. But wiping spreads it around. So the best thing is wiping 3-4 times is okay, but best thing is if you use a fresh cloth below your laboratory setup where you're doing analysis, and whatever falls in, the test is over, wrap it, dispose it off, put a new for the new test. You will ensure that your reagents are not contaminated and every ml will go in a reportable results.
Sir, whether we can use like a tissue paper, sir?
Best normal tissue.
Yeah.
Open it up, put your tip, pipette, whatever you want to do it in that. Absorption will not allow it to spread. That's all a single principle. Anything more, sir?
Sir, no offense. As you mentioned, being a lab owner, it was an eye opener to us also that our engineers are also human and we should treat them respectfully. And we also understood so many nuances of analysis, and we will take care further to show this webinar to our technicians also so that they will understand and be precise when they will report the errors to the engineers. Thanks a lot from this side.
Most welcome, madam. My pleasure.
Thank you, ma'am. All these videos will be available on our YouTube channel. The link is shared in the chat box. Please watch it. There are some other videos also where we talked about basics of biochemistries also, so which will be useful for other people. Thank you very much. And we will be doing this session next month also. We are doing it once in a month, and this is our 4th session that we are covering. Share it with your friends also. Share it with people who can be watch this and get helped by the questions and also the insights shared by Dashora sir. Thank you very
sir.
much.
Thank you so much, sir. It's very useful today, sir. Even I went today church after finishing my church. As soon as I started to learn, okay, listen your thing. Even I shared 2-3 more people. So one of my friends, sir.
That's great, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.